Welcome back to another episode of Drivers for Drivers. I'm Ken Cox, and I didn't wear a belt, so half the day I'm a plumber. Today we have Francis Ham.
Hi.
Behind the scenes we have Danny.
Yo.
And our guest today is Mandy.
Hey.
Hey, and we are
Drivers for Drivers.
You knocked it out of the park first
was
take.
awesome.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I was not going to do an accent the rest of the day.
Yeah,
Kenny's going to watch this and be jealous.
he's got to up his game.
That's right.
Speaking of Candy, Kendi? I can't even say his name, and it's mine. We share it. Speaking of Kenny, we hope he has a good recovery. His knee is not in the best of shape.
You bet.
So we missed
yeah.
you, Ken.
Yep.
We've got some anniversaries and birthdays. We'll dive into all that is Mandy, and then we will talk safety, and we'll close it out with closing thoughts.
Absolutely.
Love it. Let's do it.
All right.
So you said we have birthdays and anniversaries?
We do.
Whose
Dun,
birthday?
dun, dun, dun. So Josh Stone has been here for a year now.
Woohoo!
Right
And we
on.
got to
Nice.
say Cindy as well, and their pack of puppies, because Cindy rides with them and sends in the most amazing photos.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
awesome.
Cindy.
Yeah.
Yeah, we really appreciate Cindy's photos.
Josh, Cindy, thank you so much for a year. We look forward to many, many more.
Yep.
Appreciate
Thank
all
you.
you do.
For sure.
And we've got two birthdays, Scott Carpenter and Cassie Nielsen.
All right. Well, happy birthday.
birthday.
They turned 72, both of them at the same time.
Well, if you add up their ages, it's 72.
Cassie, don't hurt me.
I know where he lives.
No. Mandy Ash,
Yes.
thanks for coming on.
Well, you're welcome.
What do you do for Giltner? Like everything.
Yeah, why are you here?
Like you do everything. How long have you been here?
Officially 18 years, if you count all the high school years and the entering logs. And we did have a truck championship at the Jerome yard one year. I was the kid that got voluntold to clean up.
Oh no.
So many more years than 18.
So 18 years. Where did you start out at
Safety.
in safety?
Officially safety, yep. Part-time entering logs.
Did your mom work here?
Yeah.
Was it your mom? I couldn't remember
Yep.
if.
Yep, Lynn Orslin, she was the safety HR director for a long time. I think she was there 10 years or so.
Come on.
So she brought me on part-time. I was still going to school. And then it didn't take long. I took that part-time and took over actually 3 full-time jobs into that part-time.
Oh my goodness.
So then it didn't take long for Greg to start handing me accounting stuff, which was what my degree was in. So
Accounting. So you went in safety, entering logs, and then to accounting.
yep, and then I went into driver payroll. That was probably for about a year. And then Michelle, that runs Giltner Logistics, she went on maternity leave. She was doing AP at the time. And so she's been here almost as long as me. And she went on maternity leave. I took over AP for a little while. And then I was untitled for a while. Greg said titles are overrated, so
I'm kind of ignorant. What is AP?
accounts payable.
Accounts payable. Okay.
Yeah.
Apple processing. No.
Avalanche protrudity.
I don't even know.
Protrudities.
I don't know if that's a word.
I don't know.
So AP. Okay. Sorry.
Yep. So then I was eventually got Greg to call me something, which ended up being controller. So-
Because you're so controlling. She is
my
extremely.
husband would totally say that. Yes.
Yeah, Torin, and he's over there at the yard as well.
Yep. He works on the trucks over at the Jerome yard.
Yeah.
He's
And
been
then-
here 4 years.
4 years.
And your son is in he's the cutest little kid ever, and he's in a lot of our pictures and stuff. He just is at a lot of events, and so he ends up being in a lot of our pictures and stuff.
Yeah, we like to be able to do anything Giltner's doing in the community. So
Yeah.
the older girls, we have 3 older girls, almost 16 and then 19 and 20. They don't like to participate in things as much. But the 4-year-old very much loves that.
Absolutely.
Your daughter was working with us for a little bit too.
Yeah, Kelly worked with us for a little while. She did really well, but counting was not her thing.
Yeah, she was a sweetheart too. So it's a good family.
Speaking of being involved in the community, you also participate in a few other things.
Yes, I run a nonprofit, Tough Enough to Wear Pink, Twin Falls.
And what is Tough Enough to Wear Pink?
It's for breast cancer awareness.
And so she has also been a sponsor for MV 911 with that, and had donated a bajillion shirts that we were able to sell and help, purchase the flag and all the other things that go along with that. And so, like, your community outreach is amazing. Corporate controller, also Driver's Advantage. What's that?
Driver Advantage Equipment Financing. We do have 2 Driver Advantages. They look like one, but we do have 2 things. Nikki does the insurance, and then my team does the equipment financing. I'm a CPA also, so we can help with bookkeeping and financial reading and anything that you might need help with.
Does that include like taxes? Like if
I hate taxes.
Me too.
I love taxes.
get out. Exit stage right
I'll probably never be a public accountant because of taxes.
because of taxes.
Yeah.
Right on. So
I can
what-
answer some questions, and I can help guide and make sure you're doing the right record keeping and stuff.
That's good, and that's part of that's part of that program, ish. Yeah. If you
Yeah.
ask, it's not something that you guys really advertise
Whatever a
for.
driver needs, if it's not in our company, one of our companies will help you.
Yeah.
We were doing it somewhere.
Driver Advantage has a website that you can go to, and then Driver Advantage equipment financing section of that website will give you more information on how to contact Mandy and stuff. So I'll put that right here.
Boom.
Whoa.
I know, pretty impressive, huh? Oh, now it's up there. What? It's over here.
It's touching me. So I'm a brand new guy out there. I want to get my own truck. How do I? So obviously, I go to the information that was on the screen, or is on the screen, or is now on the screen. I get a hold of you guys. What happens after that?
So we'll have an application process. We do not pull credit, and we do not report to credit. So that is what's different with us, is we like our in-house financing. So we look at you differently. If you're running with one of our fleets, then we can see, how's your payroll going? We talk to your dispatcher, we talk to your payroll person. So we get it from not just a number off a credit score. We want to know how you are as a driver. And then we can get you an application. We're a pretty simple process. We can actually get things done in a day.
And that's something that I've noticed with Giltner and GLS and everyone else involved, is that at no point are you a number.
Yeah.
I mean, even down to financing. I mean, like, you are a human being. You have a name. You have an address. Like, you are real, right? You're not just treated as numbers.
Yep.
And I think that speaks volumes.
And we sell the equipment. Since I'm the controller of Giltner also, I do the equipment financing for the fleet also. So we can also get you brand new trucks at fleet pricing. That's something that's
huge.
not offered anywhere.
I mean,
And
that's thousands and
20
thousands.
plus thousand, depending on what you get.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
You know, with that comes a risk to your division, because you're not pulling all these numbers and looking at the statistics of the person, and that says something pretty awesome about the trust that you guys have. If you're willing to put that put yourself out there for our drivers and for drivers who are and customers that you're working with, that just speaks volumes.
You bet, you bet. And your team, you've done an amazing job helping us out all the time, and I know some of our drivers have worked with you, and now, they came on as company drivers, and they've worked themselves into an owner-operator, and then now they're an equipment owner. Mandy's helped them acquire a truck. So now they're running their own business, and then they've worked with Mylin and Nikki and been able to get their insurance, and some of them moved on to their own authority. So it's a huge step, in progressing your career. That's really the nice thing about coming on and joining us with with our fleets, is that there's a world of opportunity, and you've got a lot of people here to support you. So thanks for everything you guys do, for sure.
You're welcome.
That's awesome.
Yeah, we just want them to succeed. So not everyone has the desire to own their own equipment. The fleet trades out every 3 years for a reason. So it's perfectly fine to lease a truck and trade it out and not have to worry about expenses. And your warranty's always going to be there. And you're in inflation right now. That's one benefit of owning a truck because it's going to go up. It keeps going up a couple $100 a year
Mm-hmm.
in your lease payment, but having warranty, that very much pays for it. So
Absolutely.
it's very, you're still progressing too if you don't choose to buy your own truck.
You bet.
You can still go out on your, well, yeah, you can still go out on your own authority.
Mhm.
We'll still take you.
Yeah.
So that's one of the questions that I had. What is one of the advantages? There's advantages to being a
driver's
driver.
advantage.
Yes, there's there's an advantage to being a company driver. There's an advantage to being an owner operator. There's an advantage to being having your own equipment and stuff like that. What is one of the advantages of owning your own truck? What are some of the advantages of owning your own truck? And why would somebody want to move into that? Because both of you guys both had your own trucks at one time as well when you were driving. You've done both. You've been company drivers. So what are the advantages of owning a truck?
Well, I've never owned my own truck, but I would assume you would a lot to do with the pride of ownership.
That is huge.
Yeah.
It really is. I mean, I've owned enough to know that I don't want to do it anymore.
They are spendy.
Yeah,
They're
but-
spendy. It's a lot of work.
Yeah, and it's your business. It's
Yep.
your own business. You know, a lot of people want to own their own business. They want to be their own boss. You know, quickly you find that when you own your own truck, running a business is a lot of work. You know, but there's a lot of people that do that and they love it, and that's great. You know, it's great that they do that. So I think that's a big part of it.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah, makes sense to me.
When you own your own truck, I mean, you do whatever you want to it. I mean, you got to stay within DOT, guidelines, but I mean, if you want to put a hole in the hood and throw, pretend stacks through it, I mean, there's nothing.
I was literally going to say you could add stacks.
That
wasn't really my
15
thing.
stacks.
you can do all that stuff, and it's not a big deal. When
Yeah.
you're leasing, right? Like, you're going to end up giving this truck back.
Right.
You don't want to put that kind of stuff in. You still want to take pride in your equipment. You still want to doll it up, and you don't
You
make
don't want
it
to spend
yours.
extra money on expenses, so
yeah, yeah.
take care of it.
Back in the day, Danny, they used to call a truck a chicken truck when it was all lit up. So guys would take a truck and they'd put like 100 lights on the side of the tractors and stuff. But there's a key thing to that. If you add lights to a truck, and let's say you put 10 lights on each side, and you go in for an inspection, and one of those lights that you put on is not working, you get a violation.
Yeah. I think
Well,
that's
there you go.
silly.
You got to really
Pre-inspection.
yeah.
That's right.
But typically, the guys that do those things, I mean, they're taking care of their equipment.
Yes.
Like when they're parking at the truck stops, they're not just into bed or sitting at the.
At the counter.
There
Yeah.
you go, the counter.
Yeah.
I was going to say the watering
Watering hole.
and
Hydrating.
hydrating and talking with the. I don't know what I'm saying. I'm trying.
I wish I had a switch that you could shut me off when I start doing that.
Yeah.
I do that.
Power down. Point being is that they take pride in their stuff. And
That's right.
They're constantly.
Polishing each light bulb, then putting it back in and
Looking
grabbing the
at
next
it.
one.
Every
Well,
little
it's
nut's
rightfully
pretty.
so. The job that they're doing, the owner operators, the company drivers, any driver that's out there, pushing a truck down the road for a living, taking care of customers, working with their customers, and that would be like dispatch and stuff like that, keeping them going. They do an amazing job. It's not an easy job. It is not an easy job. And when you see a truck rolling down the road and it's clean and it's got lights on it, and there's a lot of pride that goes with that, and they're due respect, because it's not easy. The places that these folks go to and the time schedules that they work on. When you're pulling a load for a customer, they have an expectation that you're going to pick it up on time, you're going to deliver it on time. And there could be a lot of things in between where you pick up and where you deliver. It could be traffic situations. It could be summertime, and there's a lot of tourism going on in areas, and you got to push through there. Or it could be inclement weather, rain, snow, ice, and our drivers, they push through that, every time to make an on-time delivery, and they do an amazing job, and they do it safely. So it's a lot to be proud of. They do an amazing job.
That's what I meant to say.
That's what I'll
Good
put
job,
in.
Ken.
I'm pretty sure I had a stroke. Danny, do you got any questions?
I got a ton of questions, but I'll try to pull them back a little bit. Another question I have is: are people getting financing through Driver Advantage limited on the type of truck they can get, or do you have access to all the trucks?
Well, I have access to Freightliners, Volvos, and Peterbilts, and we can get all that in fleet pricing too. Trailers, reefer trailers. So things we do in-house, you need to be a driver for us to do in-house, because that's why we can look at you differently. If you don't drive for us, I don't know your dispatcher, I can't see your payroll. But we work with several other companies to help you get financing. So if we can't help you, we have some really good contacts that are very, they take care of their people too. So we can help you get the financing for other equipment if you don't have if you're not with us, or you're wanting to spend out and like a van. We're not gonna do that, or
Yeah.
some flatbed trailers, so we do have a heavy haul division, and we do help him with his financing also.
In short, if you have financing questions, come and talk to you.
Mm-hmm. And there's a lot of knowledge too that, like, we had one guy that was switching over, and he didn't realize that for $5 we could just change the safety responsibility on his cab card for his licensing. He thought he had to go get all new licensing again,
$2,000,
Yeah.
it's not cheap.
Yeah.
So even if it's not to do with my department, I have a lot of knowledge up there in that noggin. So
18 years worth
We
of,
can-
yeah, absolutely.
yeah, I used to do all the licensing permits, all that stuff too. So
I know I've reached out several times and asked questions, and some of them are pretty mundane, but you've always helped. I mean, it doesn't matter. I mean,
or I know who knows the answer.
Yep.
So
I appreciate
we
that.
can we always get all the answers. Don't waste money. Ask questions. We can help. Especially right now, the spot market's so low. Contract market's low. That's one downfall if you want to go your own authority right now.
Yep.
It's probably would be more beneficial to stay under our authority. We have much cheaper insurance because we can spread it out to, a lot more trucks. 325 actually.
Yep.
And if you're out on your own, insurance is high right now. Francis is fired.
This happens every 3 or 4 shows.
We can,
Sorry about that.
we can hold if you need to.
No.
Yeah, I'll just edit it out.
You can
Thanks,
just
Francis.
put them on there, and we
It's-
can have the conversation.
It's
with everybody.
Jake Gold. I'll catch him in a minute.
Come on, Jake. You're not watching?
What are you
Well,
doing?
I guess it's not live.
Thank goodness.
So last week we talked on safety topic of cell phones and using them while driving down the road. What is this week's safety topic?
When we were just talking, we mentioned inclement weather, and what our drivers have to do to get through that. It's that time of the year. Temperatures are starting to drop. I talked to some people that I know that run out of the South Dakota area, and they're already calling for temperatures below freezing now for next week. So it's coming at us, I don't want to talk so much about the driving part of it. I think everybody does an amazing job there, and you know what you need to do in inclement weather when you're driving. But I want to talk a little bit about the cab of your truck. So when the weather changes, a lot of people are going from shorts and T-shirts and stuff like that that they're driving in, and now all of a sudden you're going to have jackets, and you're going to have blankets, maybe a bag that has some water in it and some granola bars, things like that, in case you get stuck someplace where you can have something to eat, Make sure you're securing all that extra stuff in the cab of your truck. Put it away to where it is secure. The last thing you want is to end up in a panic situation where you may hit the brakes or something. You don't want to get pelted in the back of the head by something that you had in your sleeper, right? That's not secure. So make sure you do that. You don't want anything rolling around on your floorboards, under your pedals, or anything like that. Keep your interior of your truck clean and everything put away and organized to where it can be secured. The other thing is, as we get into icy weather, be extremely careful getting in and out of your truck, and then know that your feet could be wet when you enter the cab, which means it could be very slick on your pedals. So if you're hitting the brake or something, it could slide off the brake. There's a lot of things there. So just want to heighten awareness of that. Just be safe out there and do the best that you can.
And with that, we are required to carry chains. I know Colorado's already started it. Most states will start coming first part of November. So if you don't have your chains or bungees, get with me or the safety department over there at Giltner, and we'll get you set up.
Man, I don't know if I'd know how to put chains on.
We should take you out there and show you.
Yeah.
We'll film it, and then we can use that as a training.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah,
think that's
if
a bad
Danny
idea
can
at
do
all.
it, anyone can do it.
That's thanks for your confidence.
And it's a hefty fine if you get caught
Yeah.
not without your chain. So
Yep.
No good.
don't do it.
That's right.
Closing thoughts?
I love you guys.
That was tender. Thanks.
Thanks. Thanks again, Mandy, for coming.
You're welcome.
Closing thoughts?
Two things. We are actively recruiting. Anything that you can do to help us get some new team members on, we'll definitely appreciate that. There's a monetary value to that for you and the individual that comes on. So we want to do that. And the other thing is, thank you very much for everything you're doing. Really appreciate it. We wouldn't be here without you guys doing what you're doing out there for us all the time. Appreciate you being safe and keep it up.
Closing thoughts?
Well, I don't know if I have any, but we're totally hiring. Bring people on. We pay dough.
We pay dough.
We need some really good
That
drivers.
needs to be
honestly.
on a shirt.
We
Yeah.
do.
We
For sure.
want some good, intelligent, honest, hardworking drivers. Those are very hard to find right now. So if you got a buddy,
Yeah,
bring them with you.
Bring them with you.
We need
Yep.
you.
Mandy, thank you.
You're welcome.
Appreciate you coming on here. Well, as we end this episode, we want to thank you for being safe, making the right choices. Remember, you're the eyes and ears on the road. If you see something, say something. We all succeed when you complete your trip safely and you're home with your loved ones.
Thanks.
Thank you.
See you guys.
Bye.
Go Cowboys.
No, Bills.